everyone. Welcome to Lilybug's Library, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Friday's Update. I worked yesterday and I was so exhausted by the end of it that I just didn't have it in me. So here we are today anyway. Well, hopefully that'll get better as I go along, but yeah, we'll see. So a few different reads to talk to you about today. So I finished reading Kindred on Audible, and Kindred is by Octavia Butler. And I don't think I've read anything of hers before, not that I know of, but it was excellent. It's about a woman named Dana, and she is living in 1976, I think. I can't remember the exact date, but she is 26, and one day she's with her husband Kevin, and all of a sudden she ends up somewhere else, and she has no idea what's going on. But there's this little boy who's drowning, and she manages to save him, and then she's back in her own house, and so she is really confused, and even more so when it continues to happen. And she is a black woman, and she is going back to a time when there's slavery and to a plantation. And it's a really good book. The author does such a good job of it, so in depth, on her life and her, the experiences that she goes through when she's there, and the fact that it's, how she gets back and forth and what kind of control she has over it. It's like she has, with the time travel, it's like she's created a different world. Dudley's going crazy. So it was excellent to read or to listen to, and really interested to read some more from her because the characters were done really well, and the book really just took you back in time. It was so powerful. So really like that one, and would definitely recommend it. So the next one that I read, sorry, I've just got notes here. Uh, the next one was an ARC that I got from NetGalley, so thank you to them and to the author and publisher. And this one was by Julie Hensley, and it was called Five Oaks. So this was at least what I would call a generational book. So it went from three different timelines: the grandmother, the mother, and one of the daughters, and all took place at this place that they called Five Oaks, where they had a cottage where I think the grandparents lived there, but everyone else just would come there during the summers and things like that. And it was a tough read. The story was very interesting, and it was very well done. The characters were very well developed, and it definitely drew you into the story. But like so many people's stories, there was a lot of tragedy, a lot of difficult emotions that people were processing. For anyone who worries about trigger warnings, there was assault, there was just a lot that went on. So it's one of those things where tread lightly if you do have issues with that. But the relationship between the mothers and daughters and things, very complicated. And so again, it was something that it was a good read, but it was not an easy read as far as processing it all as you're reading it, and it didn't have like a happy shiny ending like I usually like, because life is much more complicated than that. But I did enjoy it. Is it something that I would ever reread? Probably not. But it is something that if you really like those generational novels, and like really getting to know a family, this is definitely the book for that. And I do enjoy those kind of books. I just still want my happy ending. So it was a good book though, and I would say I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. So on Goodreads, of course, that'll be rounded up to 4. And the next, Kindred, I would have given 5. So the next one that I read wasn't one that was necessarily on my list to read for January, but it was on my list of series to start for 2025. And I think I got it through the library app. I think that's why it all of a sudden popped up. But anyway, it was Up to No Gouda, and it's by Linda Riley, and it was the first in the grilled cheese mysteries, which I've heard a lot about and was really excited to read it because it's just, it sounded very sweet and you know, who doesn't love a good grilled cheese, right? As a matter of fact, I'm reading this going, oh, maybe that's a business I should start. I should like make grilled cheese. And anyway, that's not going to happen, but it sounded like it would be a fun job. So this one was about Carly, and she opened her grilled cheese eatery, and she's doing well with it. And she's only been open though about 5 months. Things are, you know, she's really starting to kind of settle in. And then she is renting the space where the eatery is, and all of a sudden, some guy that she dated in high school shows up. His name's Lyle, and he has taken over. I don't know if he's sold. Yeah, he has taken over the the whole building, and he wants her out. And she's, you know, trying to convince him, like, look, I'm a good tenant, like I'm always paying my bills, like, you know, what's your problem? And, you know, long time since high school. And it turns out he has a girlfriend, and he wants her to have the shop so she can make jewelry or something there. And anyway, in the meantime, after he tells her this sort of thing, he ends up dead. And of course, you know, she's initially suspect number one because, you know, everybody's saying, well, he wanted her out. Like, what did she do? But it's a lot more complicated than that, of course. So the story itself was really good. I found the characters were engaging. Really liked Carly, which is nice. It's good when you can really like the main character and kind of have an affinity for her. And I thought she handled everything really well, and the sleuthing aspect of it, and all of it. Like, she was a very smart woman. And I'm trying to think of the name of her. She has a dog. Interesting. I don't even see the name of the dog. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm sure the dog will come up again and again. But anyway, really cute dog as well. And so yeah, the whole thing was excellent, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. At some point, I am going to have to get it on Kindle. This one I listened to on the Libby app, and so with this one, I didn't. I don't think there was any recipes in the back, or at least I didn't say so. So I would like to get it on like e-reader or an actual physical copy of the next one to see if there are any good recipes at the back. So really enjoyed that one. I'd give it 4 out of 5. And then the last one I read was another C.J. Archer book in the Cleopatra Fox mysteries, and this one was the fifth, I believe, and it's called Murder at the Debutante Ball. Well, I'm sure you've heard me talk about Cleopatra Fox before. Absolutely love these books. She is living with her aunt and uncle and their family in the Mayfair Hotel that they own. And she is kind of the poor relative. Her parents have passed away, her grandmother passed away, and so her aunt and uncle took her in. So she doesn't totally fit, and she doesn't really want to. You know, she's not really a debutante person or balls or fancy gowns. You know, she's more interested in making friends with the staff than she is with the people that her aunt and uncle hang out with. And so this time, what happens is there is a stolen painting that a footman gets arrested for, and then there's someone else who dies at this debutante ball. And so she takes it upon herself, along with her friend Terry Armitage, to investigate what happened and why this person was killed. And you know, as usual, she gets involved, you know, the whole gang, and all of the staff are, you know, kind of keeping their eye out too. And she's such a great character, and she really connects with everyone, which I really enjoy. And I have to say, like, it's this Mayfair Hotel I'm getting so connected with now because I've read so many of the books, that it's like the Maid series. I found the same thing with that series. It's like you get really connected with all the people in this hotel as well as the main character. So really enjoying that one. I have no idea how many more I have to go before I'm caught up in the series, but probably another five or six. But really enjoyed it. So I'm still reading The Black Arrow, which I haven't been putting a lot of time into it, so it's getting there, but it's slow. Um, Wonderful Husband and I are still reading Dim Sum of All Fears, which we're enjoying, but again, we're only about halfway through. The problem with reading a book at bedtime is, you're tired. So we usually get through about one chapter a night, so it'll happen. And then right now I'm listening to one called Downward Death by Stella Bixby, and that's another cozy mystery that's on my list to start this year. And really enjoying that one so far. She has a pet pig, which I think her name was Penelope, I believe, which I just think's adorable. And the main character, was living in her van until recently, and she calls her van Mona. So I don't know. Those things I just think are quirky and fun. So that's what's been going on. And so not a bad reading week, all things considered. So I hope you're having a good weekend. Funny thing is, I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, see, I've got cotton stuff to my ear today. I've had I don't know, a sore, itchy kind of ear. I don't know if it's eczema or what exactly it is, but it's been driving me crazy for quite a while. So I don't have cotton balls. It's not something I keep in the house. I had like makeup pads. So I'm folding this little makeup pad into like a little triangle, and I put some cream just in the outer ear part and put the makeup pad there to kind of help it maybe soak in and moisturize that area or something. But yeah, a little strange, but that's what we're doing here today. So I hope everybody has a great weekend and enjoy your time together. And hopefully you have a good book you can curl up with as well, especially if you get some winter weather going on. All right, talk to you soon, friends. Bye bye.